Welcome to Dive Bar Comedy Show, folks.
Hope you've been enjoying the show. We're bringing you the craziest things that are happening in dive bars with the live comedy scene.
We have to deal with hecklers. We got to deal with drunk people. We deal with people who are obnoxious.
Like GT. Haha.
We got to deal with people who don't want to laugh.
Aw. GT really has to deal with that a lot.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? It's not that they don't want to laugh. It's just like some people, they're just not in the mood to laugh. That's how I see it.
Yeah, they're laughing on the inside, GT. Don't worry.
Yeah. I always make people laugh, right?
Always. Every time that I'm not there.
For some reason, every time you show up to my shows, I don't get any laughs. What's the deal?
I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing. Don't worry.
No, you're laughing at me or you're laughing with me?
What's the difference? If somebody's laughing, at least they're laughing.
Well, that's how I used to feel when I first started doing comedy. I was like, yeah, I hear people laughing. Yeah, that's what counts. But then after a while, it's like, as you learn more and more about comedy, you're like, no, dude, you don't want those kinds of laughs.
Well, not everybody's going to be like an intellectual comic. You might be the Three Stooges. People were laughing at them all the time, but they were hugely famous. They probably were rich.
You got a point. Yeah.
No, we're taking it way back, the Three Stooges. But seriously, like the clowns.
So what do you think? When I do my bird call jokes, do you think people are laughing at me or laughing with me?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I think they're just laughing because they hear that sound. They can't believe it's coming from a human being. Sounds just like a bird.
Yeah, I heard the recording the other day. I'm like, I do sound like a real bird.
Yeah, I can't believe those birds can tell you have an accent. It's crazy.
I like to wake up in the mornings. It's back where I used to live at one time, and there was like this bird up on a tree. And I used to like communicate with that bird, and he used to look at me and say, "Wow, dude, you're a human being, but you're
the bird whisperer.
You're some weirdo."
Well, how did you feel about your set the other night, Universal Bar and Grill? We're gonna play it for the audience in a little bit. How'd you feel you did?
I got some laughs. Maybe because you were there.
Yeah.
I usually do really, really, really well. You know what I do. But for some reason, when you're around, I don't do well.
I don't know. Oh, by the way, we're married. I don't know if we mentioned that before. But if you hear any crying in the background, that's our baby. Our baby. I talked a lot about our baby on stage, and honestly, I didn't get many laughs either. I think people were just quietly listening.
People were listening, yeah, that's what counts too. Like when people are listening to your comedy, that's just as strong as getting laughs. So if people are listening, people are quiet and tuned in, that's what counts.
Wow, our baby's grabbing the mic. I think we've got a future comedian on our hands. That's funny. Well, yeah, when they're not listening, that's the worst. That means you've really lost them. But sometimes people have to think about things for a little while. They might not be funny, but they're more interesting than they are funny. So, I don't know.
Hey, guys, you need carpet, hardwood floors, laminate, tile, luxury floors. Log on to selectflooring.biz. You will get all the support you need. And if you need installation, ask for it. Once again, log on to selectflooring.biz for your flooring needs.
Anyway, we're going to get into it real quick and start with our first piece of entertainment. We got it coming up to the stage right now. It's a wonderful, sweet young lady with good golden hair and long, straight strides of talent. She can sing, she funny, she can style, she can create, and she even carries babies inside and outside her body. Put your hands together and slap them real good for Miss Wild Joe!
Hey! I feel like I just kicked kicked a really great soccer goal. Thanks, Mr. C. We're having fun here, Universal Bar and Grill. Yep. I escaped my baby. It's a big deal. That baby is very clingy. Seriously, reminds me of my single days, online dating. I met this guy, said he wanted to connect and plug in. Connect and plug in. That's the way my baby is. She doesn't just want to be next to me, she wants to be hooked on at all times. She loves boobies. Doesn't matter, I'm a double A, doesn't matter to her. She loves breastfeeding. Yes. And she was born with some special tongue skills. I don't know where she got it. Maybe her daddy, maybe me, I don't know. But she came out of the womb with serious tongue action. Like, I thought, a baby would just suck like normal, but she's like licking and flicking and, It's like she pulls on it like she's trying to get a worm out of the ground. It's crazy. But, yeah, I've had a lot of people want to suck on these boobs, but nobody has wanted it as bad as her. She's crying for it. She's crazy. But she's cute. People love her. I take her to parties, and before you know it, I give her to one person. She's passed around the room. I don't even know who has her. It's like bringing a bag of cocaine to a party. And when they return her, it's never in the same condition as I left her in. They always bring her back in worse condition, usually when she's crying. I'm like, why do you bring her back when she's crying? Bring her back when she's happy. Take her when she's crying. But they always bring her to mommy when she's crying. And they ask this really dumb question. They all ask the same dumb question. They say, why is she crying? I'm like, I don't know. Do I have baby ESP? I don't know. So I just look at them and I say, I guess she doesn't like you. People hate that. People go out of their way to make sure that baby likes them. They don't care if I like them, but they will do anything to make that baby like them. It's crazy. She gets a lot of likes. She gets way more likes than me on social media, on Instagram. Like, I'm using her to increase my following now. But nothing makes you look old like having every picture taken next to a newborn baby. It's no good. It's no good. Have you guys ever deleted somebody from social media, like one of your Facebook friends, because their baby was too ugly? You ever done that? No, I haven't done that either. I just watched the baby grow through all its ugly stages. Like, ours would have been cuter. But, no, she's super adorable. Who else is gonna look me deeply in my eyes while they take a shit? Nobody.
In 20 years, your husband.
The only reason I'm having this baby, the only reason I had this baby is so I will have somebody to wipe my ass when I get old. She's being raised as an ass wiper. That's her job in this world. So, anyway, that's what everybody says, right? They say, oh, I want to have a baby to take care of me when I'm old. I don't think they would appreciate knowing their job is ass wiper. So, but she better be up for it, because I wipe her ass all the time, and she takes monumental shits. Like, really, no diaper can contain it. It's crazy. And she's kicking and screaming. Her foot gets in it, and it kicks the wall. It's like a little cute little shit stamp. And she's making shit footprints everywhere. When I was a kid, we got our footprints on our birth certificate when we were born. They don't do that anymore. So, no, they don't. You have to do it yourself. So now this shit footprint is the best footprint I have of her. So I'm never washing my wall again. No, I got my husband, he's doing diaper duty. He takes care of a lot of diapers, but it's a little creepy because he calls her private parts her pussy. He calls it the baby's pussy, and it's a little creepy. But, it's understandable. It's understandable because the only time he's ever seen women's genitalia in the past was, like, in a Tijuana whorehouse. So that's his only reference point. But, yeah, it's rough. It's rough, when you are pregnant. I wasn't allowed to have sex. I was forbidden from having sex by the doctor. And then after I had the baby, this is a long dry spell. And then after I had the baby, they give you 6 weeks. You go in for a checkup, and they give you the okay to have sex again. So this is a big deal. Like, I'm coming off my dry spell. I go into the doctor. They do a full examination. They tell me, I'm sorry, your vagina is thin. Your vagina has become thin. We're prescribing you this cream to thicken it up. Okay. They give me this stuff called Premarin. I come home, get ready to get busy, I put it in, First sign something's wrong, my husband goes down on me for 10 seconds. This isn't right, this is abnormal. So, anyway, it's kind of, the next day, I decide to do like a smell test. And it smells strange. So either there's something up with this cream, or maybe my husband wasn't having as dry of a dry spell as I was. He might have been slipping down to Tijuana, escaping my eyes. But so I looked this stuff up online. Premarin stands for pregnant mare urine. Pregnant mare urine. That's what they give women so they can have sex again after they have a baby. What a way to get back in this saddle. It's a little disturbing. But, no, we do have sex. We have to wait for the baby to go to sleep. Everybody has their own way of having sex. Their own sex music, right? Some people fuck to Portishead, like some sexy, like, down-tempo. Some people fuck to, like, hard rock. Me, I'm fucking to lullabies. Seriously. Rock-a-bye, baby, taking that cock. All right, you guys, thank you for coming out. I'm Wild Joe. You can look me up online, wildjo.com. Give yourselves a hand, and let's hear it for Mr. C.
Yo, give another round of applause for Miss Wild Joe. All right.
Hey ladies, are you looking for hot deals on sexy styles? Check out everydaysweetheart.com. Everyday Sweetheart, where you can find the most sexy fashions for going out, club wear, or just to show off for your loved ones. So check out everydaysweetheart.com and get 10% off with deal code TAKE10, TAKE10, take 10. Thanks a lot.
So next up, we got another wonderful comedian coming up right now. Put your hands together for the Armenian assassin, the gangster taco, and everybody that gives you problems when your mama is drinking that Blanco. Put your hands together for Gigi.
Yeah, Mr. C. The guy, can't believe it, he just broke his leg. You broke your leg trying to climb a building, and then this guy threw his freaking keys and got stuck in the gutter and decided to jump and hang on, so climb his way up, and on the way down, he injured his knees. Poor Mr. C. He was walking around in his crutches. Yeah, man, this is GT's Comedy Jam. Thanks everybody for showing up. Yeah, it's Tommy Morris was here, former Comedy Store town coordinator for 13 years. He used to put me on stage all the time.
Yeah, what was he thinking?
Yeah, he used to always put me on stage. Everybody's like, why are you always putting up the sky? Why are you always putting up the sky? A lot of haters there. Oh my God. Yeah, he gave me a lot of chances. I remember the first time I went on stage, I was nasty as fuck. I got kicked off the stage. All right, man. Anyways, I don't want to talk about it. It gets kind of crazy. Yeah, I've done 15 open mics at the Laugh Factory, and I've been kicked off the stage 5 times, people. 5 times.
That means I've been kicked off the stage 1/3 of the time. Yeah. Oh, man. After high school, I got a job at the LA Zoo. That's where I mastered and honed and perfected my famous bird call. Birds be like, you have an accent, where you from? I have an accent? Even birds be saying borderline racist things. You have an accent. Get out of here! Ugh. I grew up in a predominantly pigeon neighborhood. Yeah! I could have walked down the street eating my popcorn without being harassed. Being pecked. Ugh. It was horrible. I felt like I was in the movie Birds. Ugh. You guys ever seen that movie Birds? I used to see it all the time growing up. So you always come on. Even the teacher, school, everywhere. It's horrible. Man, I got the fuck out of there. I went to Santa Monica Beach. I was basking under the sun, getting sunspots, only to get surrounded by a mob of seagulls. It's like, what do you guys want? They want my potato chips. Before you know it, they came in for the bag. I was like, what? What? Ah! 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 You know what the seagull said? You sound like an old crow. I was like, old crow? Yeah, you sound like you qualify for $400 a month Social Security. Oh, man. You know what I realized? I realized a lot of the seagulls are predominantly white. They like to hang out by the beach. And stick with their own kind. Yeah, man, people go, what's it like being married? What's it like being married? What's it like being married? The other day I woke up, I told my wife, hey, can I put my dick in your mouth? You know what she tells me? No, my mouth is asleep. It's like, your mouth is asleep. Well, wake up your mouth. Wake up, wake that mouth up. Before the cockblocker wakes up. And cockblocks me all. Oh. Yeah, man. Yeah, I came home late at night from the comedy club. Stepped inside the house, opened the door. Only to realize I just stepped into a fart capsule. There's a fart capsule in here. I was like, I didn't want to be rude and open the window, and I was just trying to be a good husband, you know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? My fart is your fart. Your fart is my fart. You make me happy. Na 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 na. What was the words to it? I eat the same food. You eat the same food. Now our farts smell the same. Yeah, I miss being single. I really miss being single. Yeah. I remember once some girl goes, your sperm is old. Your sperm made me sick. Your sperm gave me diarrhea. I was like, what are you talking about? My sperm gave me diarrhea. Yeah, made me sick. I'm like, maybe it's the tuna fish sandwich you ate. What are you talking about? I was like, I know this lady. She swallowed my sperm every single day. Every single day. Every single day. And she lived up to be 95 years old. 5 years old. She was vegan. She was vegetarian. She needed the protein. The protein increased the bench press by 4 pounds. All right, guys, well, we got another comedian coming up. Up next with Mr. C. Come on up here, buddy. Thanks a lot, guys.
That's right. Another round of applause for GT, the Gangsta Taco Topolio. Man.
Hey, a big thanks to all our listeners and a very special thanks to all our fans who came out to check out our last show at Universal Bar and Grill. Universal Bar and Grill in North Hollywood, where they carry Global Vodka. Our sponsor, Global Vodka, it's 100% gluten-free, smooth finish, great taste from Italy. And Global Vodka, you can check it out at global-vodka.com or come see us live and have a taste for yourself. That we did at Universal, neither one of us got very many laughs. So it's kind of crazy. You can do the same material in multiple places and all of a sudden, same joke, same delivery, and not get any laughs.
Yeah, I get that all the time. I see a lot of comedians, even the best comedians out there, just their sets don't do well, and different venues. It's just part of comedy. You know what I mean? It's just like it's different. It just the crowd doesn't know you a lot of times, or if you're what it is, it's just like weather. It's just like the weather. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's not.
Well, both of us did get one laugh. I noticed you got one laugh when you said your wife woke up and told your wife to suck your dick, and your wife said, "My mouth is asleep." I don't think people knew you were actually talking about me. Is this a true story?
Yeah, it is a true story. It just happened for real. Most of the stuff I say is for real, and it just goes on and on.
Yeah. Sometimes the jokes are real. Sometimes the jokes are based on a true story. That means they're based on a true story, but exaggerated a little bit. And we've had some problems where you misinterpreted my joke as being 100% real with no exaggeration, and I had to remind you it's a joke. How do you feel about having a wife doing comedy and sometimes making fun of you?
Well, you're making fun of me. Yeah, I feel like I'm taking it. I'm going along with it. I try not to make it hurt my feelings, but at the same time, I'm all like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't think you should be saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was pretty nice to you in this set. I didn't really say anything mean. I got one laugh too. That was when I talked about the baby. I said, "Who else is going to look you deep in your eyes while they take a shit?" That was my first and probably my only big laugh of this set. And I don't think I've ever said that before. I just randomly said it for the first time on stage. So sometimes that happens, right? You get laughs in unexpected places. But yeah, my jokes are all based on the truth. But of course, sometimes I think of something funny and I want to say it. You do that all the time. You have a lot of jokes about a 95-year-old lady sucking your dick. And if I really took you seriously, I would be very angry that my husband is letting a 95-year-old lady suck his dick, but I know it's a joke, and it's actually inspired by something very sweet.
Yeah. Inspired by something real sweet? You mean my cum?
No. It's inspired by our baby breastfeeding. Everything I say about breastfeeding, you twist the words and you change it into this 95-year-old lady sucking your dick. I say, "Oh, the baby won't detach." You're like, "Ha ha ha, the 95-year-old lady won't detach."
Yeah, the 95-year-old lady. That joke just keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on. You know, the other day I had a punchline to it. She died in a motorcycle accident.
I laughed out loud. I laughed out loud. He's when he says on and on and on and on, he's not joking. He goes on and on and on and on with this joke all the time. And I live with him, so I hear it over and over and over again. It might be funny to hear on stage, although no one was laughing. But it's definitely not funny to hear over and over and over again at home. So he finally said something so funny, I laughed out loud. And then he went and tried it at an open mic, right? What kind of reaction did you get?
It was silent. Nobody cared.
Which goes to show you, you never know what's going to get a laugh. Sometimes the audience just doesn't get it.
You know, sometimes you get offended by my jokes when I'm talking about my past relationships or past sexual encounters. You're like, oh, I can't believe you brought that out. You know, oh, I can't believe you talk about that. Oh, I felt like you got irritated or something the other day.
Well, sometimes you're talking about a past sexual encounter. It's not even a joke. It's just a story of some past time that you got lucky or whatever. And then you describe it in explicit detail like it's just so exciting for you. And I'm like, I could get up there and talk about everybody's dicks and stuff. But I know that would be, first of all, not funny. And second of all, kind of rude to the person you're with.
Well, it's my comedy set. I've been doing it way before I met her. And sometimes I catch some new punchlines for that joke. And I'm like, hey, you know, I could go out there and do that. What do you think of that?
It's not funny. You guys will probably hear it over and over again as the podcast goes on. It's not very funny. It's just like a step-by-step explicit, sexual story, which sometimes could be funny. I have some sex stories that I don't really put in my comedy act, but if you want to ask me about them, I could give you some sexually explicit stories for our listeners.
Well, you know, I was talking about how some girl, we were walking down the beach, holding hands.
Oh, God. Please don't get into it. It's bad enough that the audiences have to listen to this at our live show. I'm not going to make our podcast listeners listen to it as well. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in this long. Oh, our baby has something to say. No, she doesn't have anything to say.
Say something, Phaedra. Say something. Say something, Phaedra. Come on. Say something.
That's what it's like having a baby. Ow. Pulling my hair. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back after these messages. Hey, if any of you are in the LA area and you have slippery floors, don't be liable for slip and fall accidents on your floor. Check out tightgripla.com. tightgripla.com. Slip-proofing solutions for any tile floor. Entryways, bathrooms, kitchens, restaurants, you name it. Check out tightgripla.com.
Put some love and show your hands together and put it good, real good for Jessi Milestone.
What's up, guys? These are my gay boots.
I love that. Yes.
This is my bisexual haircut.
Yes.
And that is my boyfriend. Thank you. I will have you know these boots are like the third most expensive thing I own. Yeah. After my car and my laptop. Though I guess my cat did get $3,000 bladder surgery last year. Should have put that motherfucker down. No! Just kidding. How could I live without him? Lando and I are very close. Let me tell you, we're incredibly close. So close that when I masturbate with a vibrator, which is like every day, he has this habit, right? He thinks that I'm purring. So he comes to snuggle. He's like, yeah, Mom, it's love time. And I'm like, yes, it's love time, but not that kind of love. No. So now I'm worried I'm developing a kitten fetish. Thank you. Thank you. We all understand that it is a disgusting thing. In case you didn't, Kelly will be translating my jokes for you, all set. You guys know that place that you sit in, you just end up in sometimes? You're like, I don't really want to live anymore. But killing myself sounds like way too much work.
And gonna leave a mess.
Right? It's gonna be messy. It's gonna leave. And who will take care of Lando, my creepy pervy cat? I've been listening to a lot of My Chemical Romance. It just kind of keeps you right there. Not gonna push you over that edge, but it's not gonna bring you to your happy place either. Good. Right in that spot, sweet spot. So I love these shorts. I love these shorts because,
I do too.
right? Because they give me a thigh gap. I don't have a thigh gap. My thighs comprise about 45% of my overall body mass. There is not enough room to have space in between them. This is my life. I am what they call thick.
With two C's.
Thank you. Translating my comment. Thank you, Black community, for inventing a word that has gone mainstream and describes my body. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did I miss anybody? I don't want to look racist. No, it's wonderful. I have like these weird struggles losing weight. I exercise a lot. These arms, these are punching arms. If you don't believe me, I'll show you later. But yeah, I exercise like a motherfucker. I do so much. I should weigh about 37 pounds. And yet, I continue to gain weight. And then once a month, I bleed out 5 pounds from my vagina. What the fuck? Who invented this thing that is a woman's body? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't want it. You guys are not down with period humor. Okay. Guys, that's sexist. When women were first allowed to do comedy like 5 years ago, those were the only jokes we were allowed to do.
Really?
Yes. They're like, okay, well, when guys start out doing comedy, they go to talk about their dicks, so you guys have to talk about your vagina. It's hard being a woman. Sometimes I wish I could have a penis for like a day. Just to switch it on when I need it, you know, for the important things, like peeing outside or rape. Guys, I'm kidding. Peeing outside is gross. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Tony? Can I have a penis for a day? The end of my relationship, people. The end of my relationship. No, Tony's great. He puts up with me, which is impressive because I don't have resting bitch face. I have active bitch face. I also have resting bitch voice. Which means everything I say just sounds fucking awful. So he's either the most patient human being that has ever lived or the roofies are really working. I don't know which. I do know that a girl can always win with a penis. Always. 100% of the time, you will win with a penis. Because you take it out and you play with it, and my God, the flaccid penis, the most entertaining thing known to mankind.
Yes!
And when you play with it, usually it gets hard, right? And then you get to have sex with it, which is awesome. Or it stays flaccid. And you have entertainment for hours. That shit is better than a slinky. Anyway, you ever wonder what happens, like what do I do if I'm having sex with a guy and he starts having a seizure? But like I don't know he's having a seizure because we're getting really into it and then suddenly he's just like and I just think he's really into it, because I'm like, blah, and he's like, blah. And then maybe I realize something's wrong, because, you know, blah. But at that point, I guess I'd be like, I'm going to want you to let me finish. And then I'll take you to the hospital. Perfect date night. Jessi, what's what's your ideal date? Well, he has a seizure inside me. We have the best sex of our lives, and then hopefully he doesn't die so we can do it again next Friday. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Like I said, it is hard being a woman sometimes, though. There are lots of struggles you face, like when you put a video on YouTube, for example. A guy puts a video on YouTube. No one says, show me your tits. Because guys don't have tits. Also, no one says, show me your dick. But that's probably because YouTube is 95% men and most men aren't gay. Sorry. I put up a video that said, I got a comment where someone explicitly described my butthole. Graphic detail. And he started this by saying, I don't want to offend you, but... And I'm like, bro, that's like me saying, I don't want to sound racist, but, and then dropping the N-word about 5,000 times. In what world does another human being want you to describe how you imagine their butt? No world. Anyway, if you didn't know where I live, it's on Moore Park Street. If you didn't know, Moore Park spelled backwards is crap room. Also, I have a secret. I have a secret that I think you should know. Sometimes I masturbate just so my cat will cuddle with me. Guys, I'm Jessi Milestone. Look me up on YouTube, Mindless Entertainment. You guys are amazing. Have a wonderful night.
Another round of applause for Jessi Milestone. And I'm gonna tell you, you're a terrible lesbian because you're thick as fuck and them shorts is right. You're a terrible lesbian. Every man.
She also fucks dudes and not women.
Oh my God, terrible lesbian. Because every guy in here wants some. Hey guys, do you want some of that? That's right, don't act like bitches, guys. You know you do. Her boyfriend won't kick your ass. He appreciates it. It's a compliment, trust me. It's a compliment. You know what I mean? I wish I had a thick lesbian like that as my girlfriend. I'll tell you that. With boots. She had muscles in the thighs. Did you see the muscles? Those shit was like right here. Like she got a good crossover. With thighs like that, she probably dunk on your bitch ass. All right. You ready for the next comedian? Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah. Put your hands together and show some love for the next comedian up right now. A great comedian with the M&M for the motherfucking name. It's Monie Mon.
All right. Damn. I would have hated to babysit your ass, man. Mom, it's the babysitter. The fuck? Hi, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, I'm gonna say something. No. I don't trust you. I don't trust you, guys. You're gonna find out who you are. I'm just playing. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me. Are we recording? Damn. Man, listen, I just need to let y'all know that you guys are like the mafia with these phones and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't go anywhere without somebody wanting to FaceTime. Looks GT, damn. You know what I mean? Y'all want to FaceTime, you know what I'm saying? I ain't ready for that. I got my makeup on, hair ain't done, you know what I'm saying? Man, give me some warning. Like, Monie, just give me a quick little countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me get ready. Well, all right, so this is the Universal Bar and Grill. Clap it up for yourself. I love it. Yeah, my mom is in the building. Can we give it up for my mom? Yeah. All the way from Las Vegas, she did that. Not to mention, my auntie is in the building all the way from Chi-Town. Yeah. Wave to him. Just turn around. Say, hi, auntie. Say, hi, mom. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, I appreciate the love. This is beautiful. I've never been here, but, I decided I'm just going to make this kind of like home. You feel me? The home away from home. What's your name?
Tony.
Hi, Tony. I'm Monie. Look at that. You see how that worked out? All right. This your boo right here? You trying to make her your boo? I can make this happen for you because I'm like I'm an excellent wing woman. Seriously. I got you, Tony.
Come karaoke with us after.
Karaoke? We going to karaoke with Tony.
Yeah!
Yeah, that's what we doing. Yeah, man. Anybody, children, I heard Willie was talking about his son. I just want you to know, Will, look, if you have any thought that parenting is done when you're 18, you're sadly mistaken. I have kids. That shit just does not end. Like, this dude, like, thinks I'm like his ATM machine. You know? Seriously. And then it's like they go through levels. They go through all kind of like different stages. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew it was gonna be problems with this dude when the motherfucker failed PE. How the fuck do you fail PE? That's like failing outside. You know what I'm saying? Recess. How the fuck you fail that? You know, all you gotta do is dress. You know what I'm saying? My son is like a walking cartoon, you know what I mean? He only changes his voice when other people are around. You know what it means? Mom! hey, listen, Mom, we're gonna go outside and we're gonna play outside. He does that. Until other people come around and yeah, what's up? How you doing? You good? You good? Like he fronts in front of G Mommy, that's his nickname for his grandmother. Mama. See what I mean? Because as I was just saying, they do the stage thing, right? The stages. Kids, you know, they grow in stages. And he's at the stage where he like wants to be a thug. I'm like, top reason you're not a thug. Top reason. Okay, so he's doing the locks thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, your beads got happy faces on them. That's number one. If your beads got happy faces on them, you're not a thug. Two, the pants just gotta have just a little bit more leniency in it. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? You can't have the butt huggers fugging. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention, number three. Yeah. You know, he's just got the little light, moist crew. I'm just saying, they all like really pretty. They all nice looking. You know what I'm saying? You just can't thug nicely. You just can't. You know what I mean? You know what I call that? I call that like Malibu's Most Wanted. You remember Malibu's Most Wanted? Like, dude, I remember I should have known there was gonna be problems with this dude. For one, he failed the PE, right? But then when he put on his social media, I'm the nigga you love to hate. True facts, he did this. I'm like, dude, who hates you? We live in Woodland Hills, nigga. Who hates you? I just need to know. Please tell me. Just tell me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to get out of jail. He trying to break into it. You know? This is problems, man. Stages. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. Like, man, it's okay to be a cool dude. It's okay. You ain't gotta, you know, the thug thing. Remember the happy face B, dude. Remember that. Just first remember that. Second, remember this. What I'm gonna need you to know. Nobody is walking down the street like, what's up, Tony? Have a motherfucking nice day. Nobody's doing that as a thug. You're just not. Mom, I'm so sorry for the, you know, the F-bombs. I gotta apologize. No, I don't. I don't gotta apologize. My mom, she know me. You know? But the other thing with this dude, it's just like he's trying to constantly impress folks. You know, and I'm just like, dude, do not try to fit in. Fit out. Just fit out. You know what I mean? That's, if I have any parenting advice to anybody in here with kids, whatever, children, racks of them motherfuckers, man, listen, just encourage them to want to be their best. You know what I mean? Another thing, you guys, if you're drinking and driving, don't do that shit. Ride with somebody. Uber. You feel me? Love God. Love you guys. Thank you so much. My name is Monie Mon.
Good job. Another round of applause for Miss Monie Mon. Goddamn right, goddamn right. I'm actually the grown-up version of her son. I'm one of those non-thug motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That didn't get caught up in all that shit and listen to my moms and didn't try to impress people. And I dress from Ross and Marshalls every day and whatnot. Yeah. This is about $50 worth of glory you looking at right here. You see this shit? Goddamn right. Defected clothes, motherfucker. Defected clothes. $1 million worth of Negro. Oh yeah, giggity. All right, so I want to thank you guys. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out tonight and hanging out for the show and sticking around at the Universal Bar and Grill for all these great comedians that came through tonight. We up, we down. Shout out to my brother at the bar. He's here every week. He's a resident in the spot. Round of applause for our man that loves the Dodgers and shows love every time he here. Goddamn right. Goddamn right. Goddamn right. Shout out to Chicago, too, for everybody that has a gun. Anyway, I'm just saying, that's what they do. It's not called Gunsmoke City for no fucking reason. Not called Gunsmoke City for no reason. So we added comedians, right? All right. So let's clap it up. Let's put it once again. Round of applause for every comedian that came here tonight. Round of applause for the Universal Bar and Grill. Round of applause for your motherfucking selves. And round of applause for the thick lesbian with short shorts. You're goddamn right. Her boyfriend is a lucky bisexual. That's all I know. So let me thank you guys for coming out once again to the motherfucking Universal Bar and Grill. GT's Comedy Jam is every couple of Tuesdays. Thanks for everybody coming out. Make sure you tip your bartender, have some love, and bang out a fat girl when you get home. Thank you guys for coming out. Clap it out, and thank you guys. GT Comedy Jam! Peace out, motherfuckers. Slap your mama on the butt on the weekend. Have a good one, guys. Thank you guys for coming out. One love.
All right, here we are, Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. We're back with Monie Mon and Jessi Milestone. How are you ladies doing tonight?
What's happening? Doing great. Awesome. Swell.
Feeling good. Feeling so good. So super good with my lesbian boots. I got lesbian boots, apparently.
You were the subject of a lot of almost harassment by the MC. How do you feel about that, Jessi?
I can live with it. When you've looked the way I've looked all my life, you kind of get used to it. You're like, all right, people are going to think these things about me, and we're just going to roll with the punches. We're just going to roll with the punches.
What about your boyfriend? What does he feel about it?
He's learned to roll with the punches as well, particularly my punches.
Last time they called you Mr. Jessi. This time he's saying you're the hottest thing ever. What do you think? Mr. C is kind of all over the place.
Mr. C's come a long way. He's really come around. I don't know. Maybe this means that Mr. C is secretly gay. If he thought I was a man, and now he's like all being about me being a lesbian. Because last time I was gay, this time I'm a lesbian and a bisexual. So I think this is saying something about Mr. C's sexual exploration.
It could be your short shorts tonight. It could be the shorts.
It could be. I do have the booty.
And Monie, you did the hard job of closing out the show. Everybody was already pretty tired. What did you think of the crowd tonight?
I thought it was pretty awesome. I loved Tony. He was awesome. You know what I mean? I didn't even, I completely missed the situation with the jokes and all of that. So you saw, I was trying to hook you up with him. Yo, I am the ultimate wing woman. You feel me? I can make it happen.
Oh, that was her boyfriend. That's her boyfriend. You're hooking her up with her own boyfriend.
The guy sitting down there is my boyfriend.
You see what I mean? That is a match. Because I didn't even know that. You see what I mean?
What makes you such a great wing woman?
Because I'm not afraid to approach people. Whereas most guys are afraid to talk to different girls, and most girls are like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I just cut out all of that unnecessary nervousness and angst and just make it happen. Like, hey, you like her? Oh, let me go pull her over here.
Are you one of those people that goes to bars and like meets a lot of people and makes a lot of friends all over the bar?
All the time. Yeah, I'm a make a friend type of person. That's what I am.
What do you think of this Universal Bar and Grill? How does it compare?
I like it. This is my first time here, and I'm excited about it. Thank you, GT, for having me. I'm, thrilled to be here. He's like, wait, don't throw me in there. Wait a minute.
Yeah, you did a great job. You were up there. You had a lot of good energy. People were laughing. And how long you been doing comedy?
Off and on forever. Forever, ever? My mom actually did stand-up, so she used to sneak my older brother and I into the comedy club, comedy store very specifically, you know?
So, where you from originally? We're from L.A.? Where you from?
I was raised here. I was actually born in Ohio, but I moved here when I was 7. So the Valley is my stomping grounds. Ooh, what you know about that? LAVC?
I've been trying to sneak my baby into comedy clubs, but she's only 8 months old, and they're not having it. She's getting kicked out of all the bars.
Oh, I love it. You have an 8-month-old baby? Really?
She just turned 9 months, actually.
Look, do you know your baby's age or not? Let's make it.
Just a couple days ago. I mean, God, who counts their age by months? You know, like when I got into, people are like, my baby's 17 weeks. I'm like, weeks? How exact do we have to be here with this thing? She's under a year.
I love it. Well, congratulations. That's awesome. You have a lot to look forward to with that beautiful bundle.
Your set kind of scared me. Your set scared me. I was looking forward to the day she turns 12 and starts an internet company and starts bringing money home to me and supports me. I'm trying to set her up with modeling. I'm like, how can this baby make some money for me?
Hey, listen, I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is throw her in everything imaginable that's positive. You know, that's it.
You gave some great advice to fit out. Don't fit in. Don't fit in.
So does your son support your comedy career? Is like you're imagining your son in your comedy. You say he's a wannabe gangster. What is he?
Oh my gosh, he would have his feelings so hurt if he knew that. No, it's just that he's a really good guy. You know, he loves people as I am. I love folks. So my thing is just embrace people and treat people seriously the way you want to be treated. You know, you don't have to worry about what someone may think of you. You don't have to be this guy that, is tough. You don't have to be that,
It's great advice.
Your son and my big brother need to learn the same lesson. I heard your set, and I was like, I want to get up right after you one day and do my bit about how my brother will never be black, no matter how much he tries. And I had a list, too. I had all the reasons why it's never going to happen. Oh, yeah, I'm like, you went to a school where the cafeteria was just the cafeteria. It wasn't also the gymnasium or the auditorium. You're not gangster. Right. You know what water polo is? You played it. Not gangster. It doesn't matter that you started dealing drugs. You were dealing cocaine at Brown University. Still not gangster.
Such a very highbrow type of, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like the late Whitney Houston said, crack is cheap. Crack is whack. You know what I mean? So, I mean, hey, if anyone young out there listening to this, say no to drugs. Say no to drugs.
I second that. I didn't need drugs to be as whack as I am now, and neither do you.
There it is.
Jessi Milestone, you had a great set. You killed it. I think you did pretty good. So did you feel good up there? How did you feel?
So it was really interesting. I was having a little trouble earlier today trying to figure out what I wanted to say and figure out what I wanted to do. And I had some thoughts, and I was going through my jokes and thinking, well, maybe I want to try some of the old stuff. And I'm kind of just feeling these things, having these thoughts. I kind of want to wing it. So this was very much completely unplanned. I just went with the natural flow of things, picked things up off the audience. I spent a lot of time in the past stringing my jokes together and giving them transitions. So if I was feeling one and it was going in the right direction, I sort of had a natural transition into some more stuff. It just kind of flowed organically.
Do you prepare? Like, do you sit down and like, hey, I'm going to prepare for the set and I'm going to go through it like Kobe Bryant, like, hey, I gotta be ready? Or are you just like, oh, I know my jokes. I do it all the time. I'm just going to go up there and I'm going to do my regular set.
I've done both in the past. I've definitely done a lot of the sit down, time it out, make sure I'm on the right clock, make sure I'm on the right time, make sure I'm doing everything exactly the way I want it to be. And that's been successful for me in the past. I think I may be edging into that place where like I know my jokes and I can just trust myself to wing it. Because I'm noticing more and more in the beginning, the more I rehearsed, the more I practiced, the more I knew it, the easier and smoother the set went. Now it feels a little bit almost stuck that way, and now I can loosen up, and I'm like, all right, I know my jokes, I know my material, I know my crowd. I can play off the crowd, I can play off my jokes, and I can feel a little more relaxed than just settling into sort of who I am.
That's like hitting an expert level where you don't really have to think about everything. Just like when you learn a language, you don't have to translate it in your head anymore. You can just go with the flow and do it right there in the moment.
What's the deal with you and Flappers? You've been there. You've been hosting that mic over there on Wednesday nights, right? Was it Wednesday nights or was it tonight? Is it tonight? Wednesday night? You're gonna have to be there or what? It's like you've been hosting a mic there for a while. Seems like they like you there.
I've been hosting that Flappers mic now for close to 3 years, actually. I got very lucky coming into it at the time when I got that gig. And it's the Flappers. It's their 10:30 bar mic every single Wednesday. It's a lot of fun. I would have been there tonight if I wasn't here. But when I first started going to Flappers, the guy who was their main booker happened to have also gone to my high school. And his cousin had been one of my friends growing up, so we sort of had that connection. So when they needed hosts, I was high on his list. He plugged me in there. It's been great. My life is pretty hectic. I'm on YouTube a lot of the time, mindless entertainment, and so I don't always have time to get to mics. It's really great to kind of have that. I always know I'm going to get to work in, get to do a few minutes, get to stay connected to the community, see a lot of comics, wonderful people like Deanna Dixon, who was up here on the show tonight. I met her doing that mic at Flappers. So it's been a pretty sweet gig, and because of that, they also keep me in their cycle. They book me on their shows every month or so, which is really a wonderful thing to have.
All right, ladies, what are you guys working on now, and where can people find you online?
Oh, at Monie Mon 92. That's MONIEMON 92. Bam. That's Instagram, Snap, Twitter, Facebook. Just look up Monie Mon. Bam. I'm right there. My main bread and butter is actually voiceover, and I got started. Ironically, we're doing this interview. I'm a little unaccustomed to this side because I started in radio. So, that's like in radio.
Oh wow! I used to. I've been doing on. I've been on PK's Radio Morning Playhouse since 2001, and then the Frank Show out of Tucson since 2001. That's how people always. Radio stations always told me, "Hey, you got the persona to be on the radio," and they always offered me jobs. But I'm an LA person. You know what I mean? I want to be in LA. Yeah. But they're like, "Hey, why don't you come out to Minnesota? Hey, why don't you come out to Portland? Hey, why don't you come out to Tucson?"
Right. And I completely understand. I understand what you mean by that because, like, I've gotten offers for gigs in other states, and I'm like, man, this is home for me, And I really can't. I'm not gonna say that I couldn't go somewhere else, but it would have to be like a market that's comparable to LA. Like, we know New York is the #1 market when it comes to radio. They push a lot. LA is big, But at the same time, God's opening up so many different doors now. Like I have a bunch of commercials airing now, and also working on a bunch of cartoons. So I'm pretty excited about that. And so just stay tuned. There's some fire coming out. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I saw the talent. When I was holding that camera filming you, I was like, wow. You know what I mean? I see some talent here.
Thank you, man. That's dope. Thank you. I feel like this is a pool of talent. I'm excited to have been invited to come here. I will definitely come back, and it's way cool. I appreciate the vibe and the good energy here. Really, thank you. I really mean that, and thank you so much for allowing us to grace your podcast. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was great meeting you, and we're so glad to have you on. What about you, Jessi?
If you guys want more Jessi Milestone, you can always find me on YouTube at Mindless Entertainment. You can find me on Instagram at Mindless Entertainment. I'm posting wacky shit all the time. Also on Twitter at Jessi Milestone. That's Jessi, Jessi, without an E or any extraneous things because it's just Jessica without the CA. And I'd like to echo Monie. Such an incredible show, GT. Thank you so much for having me out here. What a great night. Wow, Joe. Always great to talk to you. Always great to see your stuff. I love your yoga rap. It's absolutely brilliant.
Thank you so much. And that was a really, truly inspired rap that I wrote during yoga class.
I believe that 100%. I could feel the passion flowing through you straight into Mr. Yoga Position 69.
All right, you ladies. Thanks very much, and we hope to see you on some future shows and the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast.
Thank you so much. Blessings, everybody.
Thank you. You'll see us again.
Thank you.